everybody, it's Emma from Martin & Co here. Thank you for joining me for Tip Tuesday. We're on step 4 of the selling process, which is preparing your property for marketing. So this is quite a crucial stage in many ways, one for attracting buyers but also for getting the best price for your property. So there's a few little steps here that I'll run through with you just to help you maximise, get the most from your property sale. First impressions, as we all know, are very important with anything in life, but especially when selling your home, because someone they need to see themselves living there, so they want to drive up to the property or walk up to the property and think, yes, I can see myself living here. I think there's a statistic that says that people make their decision on whether or not they're going to buy a property within the first 10 seconds of pulling up to a place. So first impressions, as I say, are very important to get right, so that we can maximise the buyer and the amount that we get for your property. So a few little steps here that I'll just run through. I have got them written down because I can't remember them all. Memory's not that good. But it's all about presentation. So first things first, as I say, we need to make sure that the property is presented in the best light possible. And that means sort of making any minor repairs that may be needed throughout your property, whether it be filling in cracks in walls. They're probably just cosmetic, but if a buyer sees a crack, then most likely going to think the worst and think that half the property is falling away or something like that. So any little cracks that you've got in the property, walls or ceilings, wherever they may be, just get them filled in and made good. And that goes with any decor as well, so just freshening up as and when needed, making any repairs to wallpaper if it's starting to curl at the edges, glue it back down, make sure it's all nice and straight and flat again, just so again it's looking spot on. Windows, cleaning windows might seem like a given, but a dirty window can look a bit grotty. A nice clean window will let in more light as well, and that's again very important. Light in a property, people want to see something that's light and airy and nice and bright. So that leads on to things like bulbs, making sure your bulbs are working, especially as we're still sort of fairly dark of an evening now, although it's starting to get a bit lighter earlier, which is always good. But just making sure any bulbs in your property are replaced, especially the ones on the outside of the property, especially if you've got them around the front door area. Highlighting the front of a property can be very important, because you want people to be able to find your house at the end of the day. Yes. So all those kinds of things, just make sure you've got those all wrapped up. Any leaky taps, plumbing issues, things like that, get those things, bits and bobs sorted out. You don't want someone to walk into your kitchen and have a constant drip going on in the background, so make sure that's all tickety-boom. And then garden-wise, front, rear, wherever the garden is, just make sure it's tidy, weeds are sort of out the way, grass is all nicely mowed. Good first impressions, again, that's what it's all about. And then you've got the legal requirement, Energy Performance Certificate. This is something that is a legal requirement for all properties to have when they're marketed in England. It's a very colourful graph that will tell you how energy efficient your property is, and that has to be available for any buyers to see on the advertising details, which of course we would take care of. So they're sort of the main things to sort of get sorted out when you're getting ready to market your property. The things to do when you're actually sort of having viewings come along, if you like, so once we've got it on the market, is to make sure that clutter, knickknacks, things that sort of like make it all look really busy, things like that should really be kept away, sort of put away in a box somewhere. Of course, I'm sure they're your personal belongings and you love them, and we're not saying that you shouldn't have them, but you're trying to sell your home at the end of the day and make it appealing to somebody else. So if you can just make it look as spacious as possible by getting rid of any unnecessary clutter in the property, it's certainly going to help show the space that the property has available. And that doesn't mean just shove it in a cupboard and hope that no one opens the door, because people will naturally want to look inside your cupboard. So you don't want that embarrassing sort of something falling out on top of them when they're looking around. Making sure the property's clean and tidy, especially paying attention to kitchens and bathrooms. They're the main areas that do sell a property, so it's nice to make sure that they're sort of as gleaming and sparkly as possible. And make sure that the rooms suit the purpose that you're selling it for. So if you're selling a 3-bedroom property, for example, but at the moment you've got your 3rd bedroom set up as a study or a games room or something like that, I would probably, that's not ideal really. You need to clear out the games room stuff or the study stuff, stick a bed in there. So just so you can show people that you can get a bed in that room, or if it's not quite big enough for a normal bed, set it up as a nursery. But just make sure that the rooms are staged for the purpose that it's being advertised for. Bright and light, again, we've already mentioned about bulbs and making sure that you're turning on the lights if needed when you've got viewings taking place. And the final thing is pets. You love your pets, I'm sure. No, a lot of people do love pets, but there are some people that aren't particularly keen on animals. So if you have got pets in your home, it's recommended to take the animals out of the property when viewings are taking place, and remove any bedding as well and that kind of thing. Just again, if people aren't particularly keen on animals, that could be putting a bit of a negative spin on their viewing, which is something you don't want to do. You want to keep it all positive and bright and breezy. So there's just a few little hints and tips to hopefully maximise your property sale, and I'd be happy to elaborate on any of that. If you've got your house property on the market and you're not getting much interest and not sure why, I'm here to help. Happy to give you some advice on what you could do to improve the selling ability of it. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hopefully you found this little ditty helpful, and as I said, if I can help in any way, please do give me a call. Love to hear from you. Have a great day, guys. Speak soon. Bye.